What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So I'm going to check out Aston Martin Valkyrie versus the real world. Now, the thumbnail of this particular vehicle already had me hype. I definitely had to check this out because just the car itself looks insane. So I definitely wanted to check this out, see what it's all about, man. It's something about these newer vehicles, man, the way they're designed and set up and how fast they are, but also sometimes have a little bit of that luxury added to it, man. They're head turners, essentially. Anytime you're lucky to see one of these vehicles out in the road, you're instantly gonna turn your head. Hopefully you're not driving when that happens. But we're gonna check this out. Should be a good one. Appreciate all love support. Let's get right into it, man. Oh, the cinematics. Oh, shit. That shit look clean. The way if that's how it really sounds, that's crazy. Turn on my mic.
So the main man, Adrian Newey, has joined Aston Martin F1, and I guess great success is sure to follow.
Look at
But
this
of course,
car.
Newey and Aston Martin have worked together before. He was the creative genius behind this, one of the most extreme and beautiful road cars ever, the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Of course, the Valkyrie isn't a new car
Beautiful.
anymore. In fact, its tortuous development is the stuff of legend, like the LFA times about 100. And plenty of people have tried this extraordinary car on track in sunny Bahrain, very, very briefly. Guess what? The car designed by the greatest ever F1 aerodynamicist is quite good on a race circuit. But now is the time to take it out of its comfort zone entirely. Today, we're going to drive it on real roads, and it seems in fog and rain.
Just the way it sounds, that shit sounds so cool, man. This is why, man, it's cool being like a car guy or a car girl, just being in the cars. You can appreciate someone, a group of individuals coming up with this concept, coming up with the idea on how to, make a car look sleek, make it faster, make it sound, louder if you wanted to. In a lot of cases now they have them sounding much quieter, but still come with a lot of power. And you can appreciate it, man. This is tough.
Okay, well. So here we go, the Aston Martin Valkyrie on the road.
Just listen to that engine.
I'm wearing these cans. Well, you have to have the noise cancelling technology because the car is so loud.
Damn, is that loud? Damn, is that loud, y'all? Ooh. That looks so fun.
Okay, we will get to that, but let's talk about some basics, because no one's driven this on the road really for any length of time. I feel like I've been living in this car the past few days. And noise aside, this thing is surprisingly okay to be in. The driving position, that feet in the air, quite reclined. It looks unusual, but it doesn't feel it. There's no real period of adjustment. It just feels really, really natural straight away. And it puts you so in touch. It puts you so...
Man, I would be laughing like a kid at a candy shop, man. Yeah, it sounds loud as hell just within the video. So, driving around with that, you have to damn near have headphones on, Well, maybe I think this is for to probably talk, to the camera or whatever source he's, recording on. But even then, you probably wouldn't want to drive with some headphones on because engine sounds so incredibly loud, but still, oh man, I bet he's having a time, just a grand old time. This looks fun.
Touch with what
Love
the
it.
car is doing. And what is the car doing? Okay, we're in a little town now, this is good. Well, the great thing about cars that are designed to perform at incredibly high speeds, what does that mean? Stability, low center of gravity, You want everything to be predictable. You need it to be stable. And that's exactly what this car feels like. All the masses are in the right place. It's got a long wheelbase. That means it actually rides surprisingly well when you just...
Imagine you just walking down the street and you see this passing by. You hear it and you see it. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Going through town or whatever, it rides better than, say, a 992 GT3. There's more cover. I'm in track mode now because it feels pretty appropriate just to dial into track even on the road. Urban is quite soft, which is weird.
Some downshifts.
And then you've got the steering. Love the steering wheel and the control.
Woo.
Again, because at high speed you want to know precisely what the car's doing. At low speed, those traits are still shared. So every turn of the wheel, you know what's coming. And that gives you some confidence to start to lean on it a little bit and feel like you're actually driving it.
I'm trying to figure out how did they... This is a cool shot. I know for some it may not be much of nothing, just a slug, but the fact that they was able to find the slug at that precise moment and get the car coming by at such high speeds, that's a cool shot. Even though it's only a few seconds in the video, that's a definitely tough shot.
Let's pause here to remember exactly what it is we're driving. The Valkyrie is powered by a 6.5 litre V12 engine developed in conjunction with Cosworth. It makes the spec of the GMA T50's baby version seem like it is very much still in nappies.
Jeez.
It produces 1,001 horsepower all on its own, and with a little bit of electrical boost, the Valkyrie's maximum power is 1,139 horsepower,
Crazy.
10,600 RPM.
What?
The gearbox is a 7-speed single-clutch sequential X-Track unit with reverse handled by the electric motor sandwiched between the V12 and the box. It weighs 1,270 kilos dry, so nothing like as light as the T50, but the power-to-weight ratio is still outrageous. Of course, it also has incredible aerodynamic efficiency.
Yeah.
This is a small car, shorter and much, much lower than a Ferrari 296 GTB, and with a near non-existent frontal area due to the radical seating position and massive underfloor venturis. It develops up to 1,100 kilos of downforce, though this figure is a bit of a cheat as that's under full braking with all the active aero set to maximum drag. Anyway, the point is that the Valkyrie sort of has no business being on the road at all, especially a cold, unbelievably windy one covered in various animal excretions. Okay, so
wherever he's driving at is beautiful too, my lad. The scenery where he's at, it's beautiful, gorgeous.
So this really horrible looking key is the key to the Valkyrie, but the real golden ticket is this thing, the steering wheel. So like a race car, nearly every control is on the wheel. Indicators at the top. We have a body lift for the suspension. The hydraulics lift the whole car up and it works brilliantly. It gives you huge clearance. Paddles on the back, of course. And then we have, I guess, the fun buttons. So this here is the ESP mode button. You start in urban. It affects everything in the car, including the suspension, and it feels a little bit soft, weirdly, especially sort of longitudinal pitching in urban. So you can use this toggle to go through sport, which turns the ESP off but leaves traction control on. And then if you go up one more, you get track. And that's pretty good because that then brings this toggle to life. This is traction control.
Oh,
defaults
boy.
to 5, goes up to 10. You can wind it down to 0, which is completely off. The car's got an open diff, so it doesn't feel that great necessarily. It's not really a car that wants to slide around, as you can tell, but 2 or 3 on a dry road feels really, really good. Obviously we have the start stop button here. I'm going to talk through the start process because it's long. Once I get in, neutral button.
Beautiful car, bro.
Neutral, because when you're in first, to get reverse you have to go through neutral, so press neutral and then the down paddle. Oh, and we also have one more thing, the ERS button. That gives you a big fat boost of electrical torque. I can't even get to 11,000 RPM on the road, so the idea of using this on the road seems absurd. But it's quite nice to have it. Right, let's get in. I'll show you how you get in and then the start process. It is a procedure. Okay, so getting in the Valkyrie at the best of times isn't easy, but when it's covered in horse manure and kelp and various other things, it's even worse. So effectively, I'll put the steering wheel on. You can take it off, but let's try and get in otherwise. So legs down into the tunnel, sit on the nice carbon
It's crazy
sill,
how the doors open up too.
slide your way down. Pretty cozy in here, isn't it? Obviously we've got harnesses, really reclined, feet up in the air, but the driving position's lovely. And then we've got these two digital mirrors for the side view. I'm going to shut the door because it's so windy and it's going to blow off. So start procedure. Once you're in, it's quite nice in here. It's a mess because you have to have stuff like this and you have to stand on the seat. So apologies to all you weird people who hate to see a dirty car, but you. So to start, feet completely off the pedals. I hit the start button once.
Okay.
System starts to wake up. Once the screen is alive and I've got a real temperature reading, it's currently 6 degrees, I can hit it again. Still no feet on the pedals. Starts to power up properly. When I see this fire extinguisher button is illuminated, hear the fans come on, I can hit the brake, press start once.
Damn.
And we're away. Now all I need is an upshift paddle, my seatbelt's on obviously, and I'm ready to go in a Valkyrie.
So basically, it's like starting up a spaceship. You gotta press this button again, press it again, press this button. It's basically starting up a spaceship, and it sounded like one too, a futuristic spaceship, man.
Not exactly usual supercar vibes. The Valkyrie exists in another realm, but amazingly it understands the needs of puny humans too.
Look at that.
The brake feel. Quite a long pedal. I'm left foot braking in the car because I think it feels set up to do that. Perfectly positioned pedals to do that. And the brake feels lovely. We're on Cup 2 tyres. We've driven the car on track at Cup 2Rs, but on the road these are the right choice. It's damp in places. But the brake
sounds so crazy.
ABS comes in pretty late. It doesn't feel like it's grabbing at you.
And look how low it is to the ground too.
And what I'm most surprised at is when you start to lean on the front, the car has such lovely balance. I can just punch it into corners and it responds beautifully.
This is cool. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is definitely cool.
Hemmed in and otherwise, the performance is outrageous. And the funny thing is, I've got 11,000 RPM. I don't need more than 6 on the road. That's 7. I mean, it's like it's got 2 or 3 different operating windows. If you use 4,000 RPM, such torque with this big V12, you're probably at M3 pace. If you use 6, GT3 Plus, use 11, you're braver than I am on the road. The thing
so loud. Ridiculously loud.
And in these damp conditions, anything over 6,000 and full throttle, it lights up the tyres. But look at how I can just flow. The car has a flow to it. It's bloody brilliant. Yeah, so there you go. That's 7,000. It's a bit down.
And what's crazy is he's moving in this little mountainous region area. All you see is just a blur in the background from wherever he's at. He's moving at a very high speed with these winding turns in this mountain range area. And like he said, it's a little bit wet, a little bit foggy, and he's still pushing it.
And it lights up the tyres. Any gear, your wits about you in the car, but that isn't because it has any vices, it's because it has so much potential. You cannot expect to drive a car with this much power, performance, grip, and it be easy, you know? Why would you want it to be easy?
So basically, you gotta know what you're doing. Essentially, you gotta know what you're doing. Basically.
The Valkyrie is an intense experience, as you can tell, and a tricky car to put into context. In fact, I had planned on using a McLaren 750S to set out the current benchmark qualities of a regular supercar. Spaceship speed, amazing exploitability and ease of use, and electronics that really aid the driver's enjoyment. We even filmed it, but in light of the overwhelming Valkyrie, it all seems null and void. This is new, more vivid, there's shock and awe in abundance, but also absolute precision, a flow and poise that makes you feel like you're flying. The complex hydraulic platform control is incredible, offering feel and feedback in abundance and impervious body control.
Woo.
Driving this car is a service to the rest of the world. Not only do they get to see it in motion, hear that V12 absolutely sing. I mean, it is a stunning noise from the outside. Inside, it's utterly horrendous. I mean, you take these, it's painful.
Damn. Bro, so he has to ride with the noise canceling headphones because it's that fucking loud. That V12 is making that much noise. Like, look at the joy he has. He can't help himself. Look at that.
Okay. Oh my god. And the response with the chassis, it's so flat and the front and rear is so locked together. It's really nice. When you start to push the car, I can't really think of many mid-engine cars that you use all four wheels so equally. Very often in supercars, hypercars now, there's so much performance that you effectively tuck the front in. If you get the front to bite, you jump on the power and then you're driving the car more from the rear. This, it doesn't feel like that. Each corner is working with you. So the car just has this lovely neutral balance. And the chaos of the engine, the calmness of the chassis sort of is a tonic for that chaos, because I think if the car was all hyperactive and as leery as the engine,
the adaptive spoilers automatically adjusting.
It's exploitable, but it also wouldn't be enjoyable. I think it just feel like you get beaten up. I'm going to be completely honest. I expected this car to be a waste of time on the road, and yes, you have to climb in it, and if it's wet like it is outside, getting in and out and not standing on the seat is a pain. Starting it up is a bit of a pain. If you're shunting in traffic, the high voltage battery can drain quickly, so you can't really creep along with traffic. You need to stop, create a gap, drive up to the back of the car, stop again, so you don't get yourself into trouble with a high voltage battery. So there's stuff to think about, there's stuff to manage. But the reality when you're in this bubble, in this cocoon, is unbelievable. It's unbelievably exciting. Unbelievable sense of connection and thrill, and an unbelievable ability to deploy its performance and grip. Not all of it, but to give you a taste of what this car's about. Without feeling hemmed in on the road, you would assume it would feel claustrophobic.
My man trying to sell me on the car. At this point, trying to sell me on it.
Is big, and then the low speeds don't have to last very long, because you can just stick in a low gear, have a little look over and crest.
Oh my god. I could tell that's exactly what he was about to do. Once he started downshifting, I'm like, oh, he's about to punch it. And he punched it. And you can just see that smile on his face, man. This is what being a car guy and or girl is all about. The excitement of being in a dope vehicle and just exploring the vehicle ins and outs and enjoying it to your best abilities. Like this is tough, bro.
Wow.
That's tough.
Yes. Oh my god. This car's not real life. And I'm sure the Gordon Murray 250 is a road car that you never not want to climb into. You'd need to be in the mood for this car, but the thrill is huge. The excitement is just off the charts. And the noise, well, you have to suffer for something.
Yeah, you have to suffer.
You go slightly deaf even with the fans on, but wow, what a way to go deaf.
He said, what a way to go deaf.
So that's the Valkyrie on the road. It is in many ways completely absurd, but also wonderful. It feels so light and responsive, so composed, and when you find the right road, it does things that nothing else in my experience can replicate. The noise and performance is brutal, but the dynamics are almost ethereal. The Valkyrie has been a nightmare to bring to the road for Aston Martin, but it's a credit to them that they stuck to the task. The result is perhaps the most unforgettable road car that's ever existed.
Hey, that's tough, bro. That was a cool video. Basically, if you don't care about your hearing, this is the car for you. Man, that was a dope video. I love the visuals, the cinematography, where they recorded at, and you can tell someone enjoys what they're doing when they just can't help but to smile. They're supposed to be talking about the vehicle, the ins and outs, but they just can't help but smile because they're in something so fun. That's what cars are supposed to be. They're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be cool, supposed to be exciting. There's different cars, different makes, different models, and as long as you enjoy whatever you're in, or maybe one day want to be in and want to get to that point, then there's nothing wrong with that, man. I would love to be able to drive such a hypercar as the Valkyrie. But comment down below, let me know if you had the opportunity to drive any car in the world, what car would you choose to take to the test track? If you had the opportunity to do it, which one would you choose? But I appreciate all love, support. Road to 150. I always say the 150K. Maybe it's just subconsciously that's the goal for this channel. Hopefully, maybe one day. But road to 10K. And I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace.